just the 3D world is telling us this. I found a job posting for a position that on paper seems like the exact remote job I've been envisioning for myself. Mind you, I have been studying this type of position for about 8 months now and increasing my knowledge of skills for this type of job. My education and current job are similar fields as well. The intro video with the sales manager speaks about how if you have never made 20,000 a month, the amount I'm speaking intention of making for myself, that you cannot apply for the job because he does not want to teach anyone on his sales team the mindset of feeling worthy of such income. So you must come with that mindset, okay? I understand this concept from working in our group, and I have been manifesting more money while working less, but have not hit this goal amount in 3D for proof. Is there more I can be doing to reach this level so I can fall in alignment with this type of work? So this person does not want to apply to this job because she feels like I have not made the 20,000 that the job requires. That this job is saying he only wants to train people who already make 20 grand a month because he doesn't want to teach anybody the mindset. So there's a few things here that are important for everybody. Number one, she's saying I have through my practice understood that money and work are not directly correlated. Guys, I cannot stress how important small wins are. Small wins rewire your brain. They rewire your brain. So if you have an instance where you notice that money is not related to hard work, your paradigm will be like, hang on a second. This is challenging my paradigm. It's challenging what I have been taught all this time, right? Because we all been taught like the longer hours you work, the more the time you spend on your business, the more successful it's going to be. And that's of course not true. It's not true. Many people spend countless hours and their businesses go nowhere and they go bankrupt. And many people spend countless hours at work and they're never promoted and what have you. So if this is true in this way, then obviously it has to be true. Its counter has to be true, that you don't have to spend a lot of time working in order to get a lot of money. So it's important that your brain sees this either in you or in someone close to you. And when you see it, if it's in someone close to you, make sure you don't observe that with jealousy because that will hinder you. Okay? So you need to have small wins. So this is good. Then she's saying, I don't know if I want to apply because I haven't made 20,000 a month yet. But here's the thing, Queen. In the bracket here, you have, this is the amount I'm speaking intention on making for myself. So you know how this whole work is about identifying with that person that is actually having the goal that you have? Well, here's your test, and the universe is saying, are you really identifying with the person who's making 20,000 a month? Isn't it a bit coincidental that that's the amount that you set for yourself to make every month, that you're working to see yourself earning that income? And this is the amount this guy is saying that he won't teach under, like if you're making under. So the universe is asking, are you the person who's already making 20,000? Are you or are you not? It doesn't matter if it's in your bank. It doesn't matter. Because this is your prompt. He could have said, I'm not working with anybody who's not making 35,000 or 15,000, but he's saying the exact amount that you put in there. So I would say this is your chance to step up and be like, yes, I am that person. I have made 20 grand a month. You made it. You made it in your mind, which is just what you're training your paradigm is. You're training it. The reality of my mind is just as real as the reality of 3D. Isn't that the whole purpose of this work? So it's just, you need to see yourself as that person that has that thing. If you see yourself as that, go for it. If you don't yet see yourself as that, then you know the universe has sent you this test and you're just not there yet, right? You're just not there yet. And that's okay. But I think you should go for it. And let us know how it went. Let's see if I missed anything. Thanks for logging back on. Yeah, I don't see that I missed anything. Okay, so now I want to get to somebody who's been in my group for about a year. And she's had some difficulties in her life and what have you, like socially as well. So she's saying, hello, Mona, I am confused. I have been following you for over a year now. For the love of me, I do not understand your method of manifestation. I am on day 4 of the 60-day challenge. I have been working on self-concept and my self-esteem in ways of thinking have also changed. But the things I want have not manifested. Is there a step-by-step guide on how you manifest? Your videos explain a lot. The more I watch, the more confused I get. I just don't understand. Can you please give me a step-by-step guide on how to do it? Your method, what is your method, etc. So guys, sometimes the answer is in the question, right? I tell you guys all the time. I want to backtrack and speak generally enough for everybody, okay? The reason you have been following my content for a year and you're still following it is because something within yourself does resonate with it, right? Because otherwise you would just be like, forget this, it's not working. I haven't gotten my Lamborghini yet, or whatever you're trying to manifest. Nobody would go back to the same kind of information again and again unless there was something there for them. But I want to tell you that generally, when what you want is not manifesting, what you have to understand is, what is it that you're doing to prepare yourself for the things or for the person that you want to be? So my method is not the whisper method. It's not the 369 method. It's not the whatever methods are there. I don't even know. Write it on a piece of paper and bury it on somewhere. I don't know. Those methods are spells. They work sometimes. They work. I explained to you guys how they work. My method is sort of a yogi's method. Okay, it's sort of there is a change from within via which you get to control reality without controlling reality. What does this mean? Many people think manifestation is controlling what happens next, and it's definitely not that. It's completely erroneous to think you ever control what happens next. What you can control is you in a certain goal, in a certain lifestyle, in the future. Now, how far is that future? That depends on you. So here's 3 pillars of this work. This is the way Dr. Joe teaches it, but he teaches it in a different, setting and in a different wording. But it's basically about self-awareness, which means to know what paradigms you have and you need to change. You need to know what's in there in order to change what's in there. That's self-awareness, number 1. Self-control. 2, control over your mind and body. And 3, self-respect. Self-respect, it's about your boundaries and not letting 3D in any way violate your boundaries. You guys, please understand. This is because a lot of what I'm going to say now is going to make sense if you have an understanding or a connection to Eastern philosophies and Eastern teachings. But this is adapted to our Western lifestyle, okay? So self-awareness, you got to know yourself. You got to know the bad and the good parts of you. So you got to know what you're trying to get rid of and what you're trying to develop. 2, self-control, control over your mind and body. 3, self-respect. If you don't have all 3, you're not going to be able to effectuate lasting changes. What are lasting changes? Well, guys, I don't consider a successful manifestation the fact that you find $100 on the street, or the fact that your SP comes back to you 5 times and 5 times he leaves you. But he comes back to you and tells you the same words that you wrote down, and you're like, wow, this is magic. But in the end, you still don't have a husband. You still don't have the love you want. You're still lonely. You're still you find $100 on the street, or you scratch ticket, you get $1,000, but you still don't have the money to do the things you want in life. And those aren't successes. Okay, success is when your life works out. It has to work out on all aspects all of the time. And when you look back and something didn't go as you wanted, it doesn't mean it didn't work out. It means it's a step towards your life working out. So if I look at my life right now, all aspects of my life are working out. That's because I live this lifestyle. It's not because of 369. It's not because of whisper method. I didn't get my husband by whispering in his ear and writing his name under my pillow or any of the stuff. Okay, I want you guys to understand that. So self-awareness, self-control, and self-respect are the pillars of this work. Now I'm going to break it down a little bit for you. Okay, your spirit and will, your spirit. For your spirit to take over, remember, we're body, then we're mind, then we're spirit. The mind is the paradigm. The body, obviously, we know what it is. The mind is the paradigms that unfold our lives. The spirit is our will, is what we feel we are inclined to do. And somehow we can't do. Like, it's that painter that has to work a 9-to-5 job, but really what he wants to do is paint. But his spirit knows that he wants to paint, okay? But for the spirit, this will inside of you to express itself, before you can connect to the spirit, you have to have a complete discipline of the body and mind. So I'm getting now to the self-control aspect. Are you guys with me? Okay. So when I teach this material, I teach it to my group. I show up here every Monday and we talk about it. And I think if you watch my lives going backwards, you're going to get a lot of these concepts. But we're more organized in the group. So you need to have certain practices in your life that control your body and your mind. They both need to be under your complete control. First of all, let's start with the body. The body, diet and mindful eating. I want you guys, so when I have in my group our fast day once a month, I think there's 5 people who do it. I think the rest just cannot do it, do not want to do it, do not want to put their body through the pain of doing it. So I want you guys to understand this kind of practices that we have, these are yogi practices. It's a lifestyle. It's the fact that you got to check, hey, who's in control right now? Is it me? Or is it my mind is weak? My body, like I smell something good and I want to, like eat it? Is it who's in control really? Who's in control right now? Is it my body or is it me? Before you're projecting your husband, your house, your Lamborghini, before you do all that, if you can't even tell your body, hey body, you're not going to eat today, or you're going to skip this meal right now. Why? Just because I decided that. Because I decided that and I'm in control. You're not in control, I'm in control, right? So there has to be this complete separation of who you are and what you want and what your body wants and what the mind tells you to do. Right? Those are 2 different things. Now, breath control. Remember how usually people do it in meditation or what have you. This is also called nervous system regulation, if you heard it that way. But it's really breathing control. You gotta be aware of what's happening to your body in the current moment. Like, how are you feeling? How is 3D making you feel? Are you feeling rattled? Are you feeling out of control based on a certain event that has unfolded? You always have to bring yourself back and learn how to breathe, how to do nervous system regulation. Like, I don't specifically do that with you guys because I'm assuming everybody who's in this work knows how to breathe, how to self-regulate, is meditating on a certain regular basis, etc. So this week, I'm going to post in the group right after this a meditation that somebody sent to me that I want my whole group to do. I'm not speaking in the meditation, but it's a meditation that will put you in a certain state of mind, and I want everybody to do it. Then, also in the body, you have to have self-boundaries, disciplines around who you allow in your life. This also has to do with the body, because remember, the body has the energetic system. So you have to not let people violate this energetic system, not let people violate your boundaries, not let people touch you that are not directly contributing goodness to you. Whoever those people are, even if it's a relative you can't stand, do not give them a hug. Do not go there and just pretend that it's okay. The body knows. It knows that it's a conflicting energy that's coming into contact with. And all of this constant violations, or obviously if you're with a man and he constantly hurts you and you permit him to touch you, all of this constant violations lower your power, lower your energy, lower not just your self-esteem, you understand? This thing is almost physical. It exists, this matrix of energy. And you can cultivate all you want and be like that person was saying, the queen with is the relationship toxic and I'm trying to self-control. You can do all the self-control you want. If you know you're permitting somebody who's not meeting your needs, who's not even meeting your basic need to touch you, it's a problem. Don't come here and ask, how is it that I'm not manifesting? So I'm telling you guys all these things you got to watch out for in order for everything in your life to begin to work out the way it's supposed to. Not just have this crude manifestations of a $10 bill on the street. That doesn't do anything for you, except maybe it increases your faith a little bit in the process. But it doesn't work that way. It works once you effectuate all of this changing. Okay, changing your eating patterns for focus. We also know this has to do with your body. When you get into this work, it will be like a natural inclination to eat kind of different foods. If you don't feel a change in your taste preferences, you probably haven't effectuated enough change. I'm going to be very honest with you guys, okay? You should crave less sugar, for example. That's one example, okay? Sugar is known scientifically to mess up with our focus, our mental focus. It's just one example. So I'm giving this general things without knowing this queen who asked the question. I don't know which ones of these she's doing or not doing. But it takes a lot of discipline. See if you can skip a meal today. See if you can go without dinner. See what happens. Is your body going nuts and telling you, what the hell are you doing? Why are you listening to that lady online? I want to eat. I want to eat right now. Stop it. Right? And see who's really in control. This will tell you a lot. You want to manifest X and Y, but you're not in control. You're not in control. You want to manifest a good husband, but you know, the moment that toxic man comes and says, hey, baby, I love you. Let's go in the bedroom. You let him touch you. You're not in control. Right? You're not in control. Okay, the mind. The mind is... Obviously, it's harder to control than the body. But if you can't even control the body, trying to control the mind, forget it. Forget it, right? That's what I'm telling you. I give everybody this challenge. Fast for a day. If you can't do it, you're not ready to start trying to control your mind. Right? So, mental diet. I told you guys not to watch the sick imagination of other people that's expressed through crime shows, that's expressed through all sorts of movies that are not put you in a bad, depressing dramas, historical things that have passed long time ago and are just putting you in that hopelessness about the human race, etc. Okay, do not internalize these images. Mental diet. I only watch comedies and sci-fi, like beautiful sci-fi, you know, like sci-fi about other worlds or something like this. I don't watch any crime, any dramas, anything like that. I refuse. I don't watch reality shows. I refuse to pollute my mind with other people's lives, with images that I know are detrimental to me. Okay? The phone has to be off at least 1 hour before you go to sleep. At least. Why? Because you need to contemplate on yourself. Not only the fact that doctors are telling you that, right? They're telling you the blue light is bad for you. And, you know, it's keeping your mind stimulated. You can't really go into that state, into that delta, you can't go into it if you keep feeding your brain the blue light. So, but you need, even if that wasn't the case, you need to have time to be with your own inner. Just see what's going on in my mind from the day. How have I handled these events? There has to be self-reflection. There has to be a point where you are actually able to shut down the world and be like, this is time for me, right? I've put everyone to bed, you know, everything's taken care of. And now it's time for me to, like, I don't want to pass out the moment I hit the pillow. I want to have time to reflect, not reflect as in, oh my God, I have this meeting tomorrow. Reflect, where could I have done better? Another thing, purposely changing the thoughts that come to you about the past. Purposely giving your memories a different interpretation. That thing you're upset about, that person you're upset about, ask yourself, what else could this be? What else could this mean? Okay, oh, he ghosted me. Maybe he died. Maybe his ex-girlfriend of 2 years showed up at his door and they got back together. Maybe it has nothing to do with you. You get it? It has not, that the interpretation that you give to an event. When your mother or your aunt yelled at you and she was rude to you, maybe she had a pain in her back, give a different interpretation as to why that event that was negative happened to you. Right? And remember, detachment and non-reaction are key. If you're not teaching yourself to have detachment and not non-reaction to events, you're not gonna go far in this work. Okay, that's probably the most important mental thing that I can tell you. The 3D reaction has to be changed and minimized, and it can't go based on the expectations of the world. So do you guys know who Viktor Frankl is? He's like, he was a scientist, he was a Holocaust survivor, he was, he wrote like a few books. But one thing he said, he was famous, right? But one thing he said that's super famous is, I wrote it down here for you guys. Everything can be taken from a man, but one thing. This is how he kept positive while he was in a Nazi camp. So everything can be taken from a man, except one thing. The power to choose one's attitude towards any circumstance. Honestly, there's no deeper quote than this. That's the only power you have in this world. The world has power over everything else in your life, really, if they wanted to, if it came to that. They can make you do anything and put you into any prisons of the mind, of the body, but they cannot take away your freedom to choose your interpretation of events, right? And so there's a response time between stimuli and response, right? So when something happens, how you respond, there's this space in between. And in this space lies your freedom of choice, and only in this space. Usually, this space is a fraction of a second. This is why you have to become extremely aware of what's happening to you, of what can stimulate you, both positive and negative, but obviously the negative ones affect us more. But both positive and negative, what stimulates you and what is your response to that stimuli? What do you do in this space? Are you aware in this space, or you're not aware in this space? I'm going to give you a quick story. I was driving, it was actually the day after my wedding this summer, and I was driving from the hotel with my husband, and it was like earlier in the morning, I don't know, maybe it was like 11. We checked out, we had our breakfast, and then we checked out, and there was a homeless person, okay? We were at a stop sign downtown, and the stoplight downtown, and the homeless person, just as it turned green, just stepped in front of our car, right? And so we almost hit him, right? But we didn't. But the homeless person, who was not okay, like mentally, you could tell either he was high or what have you, he got so angry and he started to bang on the car. And then I see my husband like getting angry with this guy and started to scream with this guy. And I was like, whoa. Like his reaction, my husband's reaction was he was so angry, right? So the guy was angry. It made my husband angry because, we know he was in the wrong. But I didn't feel any anger in that space. If anything, I was just like, kind of like scared of what's going to happen next. What was this guy going to do next? But there was no anger in me. Why? And I was like, hey, babe, what are you doing? This guy, you can't yell at him. You can't be angry with him. You can't do any of this stuff because he's not at your level, right? Like this person is not in the same state of mind as you. He's probably drugged. He's probably drunk. He's probably like, of course he's angry. Of course he's feeling a state, but you cannot feel that. Like you're actually not allowed to feel that based on where you are and where he is, right? Like you gotta, this is growth, right? You gotta be like, this thing happened. I almost, killed somebody, but I didn't. And I'm happy I didn't. And I'll let that person react based on their level. And you react based on your level. You don't react based on the circumstance. You react based on where you're at. And you have to really be 100% understanding of where you're at in relation to the event and to the person that's in front of you. You get that? People who are in the service industry understand this, right? Because they have customers that, rain down on them. Customers that had a bad day, that are rude, and if you don't learn how to distance yourself from what that person is going through, you're gonna be in a bad mood every day, because every day you're gonna have at least one person like that, right? I wanna make sure we have time to finish here. I'll stay like 5 more minutes. So detachment and non-reaction. Then we have meditation and focus. Now you're actually getting to do the work. So what I've talked about in the last 15 minutes is just your preparation of the body and mind to do the work. You're not ready to do the work by sitting down at the computer tomorrow morning if you're not doing this thing. If you're not you doing whatever we discussed about the body, mental diet, detachment, and non-reaction. Then you're actually sitting down and do the work, and the work is going to penetrate your subconscious. Meditation, focus, doing the 60-day challenge, for example, just as an example. You can do other practices, but if you want to do the 60-day challenge with us, it's in my bio. You have to have a specific practice that you don't skip. So you're telling me you followed me for the last year and you're on day 4 of the 60-day challenge. I know this person has purchased the 60-day challenge before. So I know also she's never completed it. You have to really understand the reason why you haven't completed it. You have to understand, because this practice takes honestly, it takes 5 minutes, 10 minutes each morning. Why is it that you had 10 minutes to scroll, to watch TV, to do all these things that don't grow you, but you didn't take the 10 minutes on yourself during that day? You have to understand why. And when at the end of the day, you skip a day, you skip 2 days, you skip 3 days, now you got to reflect, why have I skipped it? What is really going on? Which program within me does not want to change? You understand? It's a practice of discipline and of conquering yourself, let alone that it has esoteric things to it that I'm not going to talk about, because that's just not, I don't want to market it that way and become like a quack or something, but it does have a thread of energy to it that we discussed this before. If you do it, nobody's ever written to me and said this was a complete waste of time. Nobody. People are doing it again and again and again. And the least it's going to do for you is it's going to develop a discipline around your practice. But that's what it is. You're not ready for this discipline until you regulate the body and the mind. So I want you guys to, if you're just tuning in, this live will be posted on YouTube. If you're looking for growth, inner growth, if you're looking for different results, go over what I said in the last 15 minutes and see where you're failing. Okay? Now, guys, remember, you got to start from the assumption that your inner enemies are relentless, that you have inner enemies. These are your paradigms and all your negative beliefs and everything. They're your inner enemies. They are relentless. They follow you in your sleep, right? They give you your fears. They give you your nightmares. They follow you. They unfold scenarios for you in your mind that you'd rather not think about. And you got to understand that you, who you are, you're not those programs. But these programs exist inside of you. Okay? You can't shut them down like you'd shut down, oh, this person is jealous of me. She's my enemy. I'm just not going to talk to her. I'll block her everywhere. I wish we could do that with our inner enemies. So think about that. Think about that. Assume there is these parts that live inside of you, these energetic things that live inside of you that are not you, but they're there. And they are relentless. Now, remember how you can speak blessings over your life? And I tell you something, that only works if you're always telling the truth. In fact, many people in the East, when they give you a blessing, they say, as I speak the truth, always, I speak the truth now, you are healed. Okay, that's how they will give you the blessing. But that only works if they're always speaking the truth in order to make you are healed also the truth. This is very difficult in the West for us, right? Because we wear many masks everywhere in our life. Everywhere, at work, with our friends, even with our spouse. We wear masks. We're not really speaking the truth. We're not really being able to be ourselves. So, in addition to everything that I said, which you must do for yourself, you must make every effort to self-express the true you in every circumstance. This means open your mouth and speak what you want and see what happens. The reason you don't do that is because you're afraid you're going to lose that circumstance or that person. And you would rather have that circumstance and that person irrespective of whether or not they make you feel good or bad. This is what's crazy. It's crazy. It's crazy that you'd rather have that man who is making you miserable and unhappy rather than speaking your truth. So you're choosing them over you. Every single time. It's crazy. It's unnaturally crazy if you're thinking about it. I want you guys to make a commitment on this live. Whoever's on this live wants to make a commitment. I want you to type in, I will speak the truth, or I will live my truth. Make a commitment now. Today is Thanksgiving in Canada. Let's give thanks for us, for ourselves, for the spirit that's in us that exists and wants to be expressed. But you, the mind, the whatever social construct you have, live your truth. Yes, it's what you needed to hear, because I told you, whoever's on my lives, sometimes I get this messages, oh, we can increase your reach online. And I always refuse that. I say, whoever this information is meant to reach, it will reach. And this is inspired work for me. It's work for my soul. And if you're hearing this right now, you need it. You need it. Thank you guys. Thank you for your energy. Thank you for doing the work. Thank you for showing up for one another. So in the group this week, we're going to have Saturday, we're going to have the group coaching. I'm going to post the meditation that I told you I want everybody to do. It's not my meditation, but it's a meditation that put me in an altered state that I really, really enjoyed. And then what else? We have the meditation that we're going to do, our group meditation that we do dream time every Wednesday, will be related to connecting to the astral plane. And I want us to manifest. I want us to do something fun this week, okay? Because it's been a lot. It's been a lot of work and heavy. I want us to manifest an object in our home that wasn't there before. And I'm going to give more details in our group, but I think this is going to be a really fun exercise. You're going to be able to do this after you do the dream time together. We'll do the dream time together, and then we're going to set the intention together for this manifestation. I want to manifest sort of an object for the subtle realms, the astral plane, something you're not going to understand how it got there, just to make it a bit fun, because I know this work is hard. It's hard on people. And I just want a little fun reward. If you're with me, you can do this. And if not, it's okay. They're not compulsory. But I hope you do it. We're going to have some fun. Okay, guys, let's put our hands together for the 369. I am a winner. If you want to do it with me, it takes 30 seconds. If not, we'll see you next Monday. One breath in. I am a winner. 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 I am a winner.